I'm just going to be painting this deck lid and the two fenders for the Camaro. The shell's already been painted. After I get this painted, I think they just have to finish with the hood, and then I'll paint that, and then it'll be ready to get put back together. The gun I'm going to be using, let's see. Be the WS400 for the clear. I used the LS400 for the base on the shelf. The shell. But then I just purchased the DV1 base. I think I'm going to try that out on the little parts. I used it once for a blend job on a Tacoma. Came out really nice. But I think I'm just going to try it on these parts just to get more used to it. So I'll cut back on when I start the paint. Oh yeah, and then for sealer, the W400 workhorse. That's on it, and that's different from if you have like a regular gauge on it. I don't know what the difference is. Obviously it's in a different place, but I don't know the conversion and how they figure that out. But so we're gonna put probably 3 coats of red matrix base on these parts, and then let it flash, and then move on to the clear. So I'll leave you guys on for a minute and let you see the first coat. Okay, so we're back with these red fenders. I'm actually trying something I've never tried before. I'm going to try to do a flow coat on these. This one wasn't bad with the orange peel. This other one was really bad. I've already sanded that out. I should have videotaped that or took a picture to show this one. I think it was, I'm using a different sealer than I usually use. And the sealer I normally use, you don't need to use any kind of reducer in it. And this new one that I'm using, you have to add 1 part reducer. And I didn't, so I think it made it come out a little more orange peely, and it doesn't match the rest of the body. So right now I'm using some 600 grit on a soft pad with the orbital, and I'm going to try to 600 grit it down, and then I'm going to put 2 more coats of this Shopline JC630. It's pretty decent clear. It's not too expensive, but it's definitely not cheap either. I think it's like pretty close to $200 for the kit. So yeah, I'm gonna sand some of this. I'm just trying to be real careful I don't mess up the edges. I have one of these soft back sanders with the K800 on it to kind of hit the edges and go over it. A couple other YouTube channels use these K800s with the soft back, so thought I'd give them a try. It says it, has the adhesion of, oh, actually it's K800. It has the adhesion of 600, but it leaves sanding scratches like 800, whatever that means. But so yeah, I'll leave this on here for a while. You can watch me try to sand these out. And like I said, I'm being very careful because I've never done this before. And these only have 2 coats of clear on them, so I got to be real careful around the edges. But I'll leave it on me for a minute. You guys can watch me sand these down for a second. I'm trying to just sand all of these little pores out. I got over here, I blew off. You can kind of see, you kind of see around the edges. I left that. I'll get that with the 800. And then just, trying something new. Some of these guys are good at holding the camera and sanding at the same time. I haven't quite mastered that yet, but we can give it a try. Okay, now we're putting the flow coat on. This is WS400, and we're using the Shopline JC630. I already put 1 coat on. It's pretty foggy in here. I got to get so I got to redo my booth. It's not very efficient. But this is the first coat, like glass. I'm gonna put 1 more coat on there, and call it a day. I might have to do this with the rest of the car now, because the fenders and the deck lid are going to look so smooth that, you know, it's not going to match the rest of the car. I didn't think it was going to come out so good, but I mean, there's like no orange peel in there, and that's just one coat. But all right, I can't really leave the camera in here while I'm painting. I'm gonna have to address that and do something different, because it just gets so foggy in here. I gotta get a new ventilation system that doesn't work very well. But alright, I will be back to show you the final product. They look like all done after the float coat. I'm extremely impressed with this. It's my first time ever float coating something, but I promise you it will not be my last. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know, the depth of this color is just next level. And then how smooth and clean, and I mean, for me, this makes cutting and buffing almost obsolete. I mean, maybe a little bit of nibbing here or there if there's some dirt, but you don't have those extra layers of, you know, material for dirt to build into. So you only got one little top layer for, you know, to catch dirt. I mean, that's just, I'm really, really, really happy with this. I'm really going to try to talk the owner into doing the rest of the car. I mean, I'll even do it at a pretty discounted rate, just because it's my first time flow coating something, and I just really wanted it all to look really good, and it's, you know, practice. So I'm really going to try to talk him into possibly flow coating this whole car like this, because all I really got to do is sand down the shell, and after I sand down the shell, just, you know, put another couple coats of clear, because I already got it all sanded. I mean, not all sanded, it's already all torn apart and all the hard parts over. I mean, honestly, it'd be probably less time than it would be to cut and bump the whole thing. And I think that's the reason that you're seeing so many people do this now, the flow coating. It's, you know, some people flow coat and still cut and buff, and, you know, that's cool if you want to do that, but honestly, for what I'm looking at, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, unless you're really doing like a super, super high dollar show car. But other than that, I think just for, you know, a super nice everyday driver, I think that's good. Here, I'll take you into the other room to show you what the rest of the car looks like not flow coated. Okay, we're back with the Camaro, and we did talk the guy into flow coating the rest of the car. So as you can see up top here, I've already started. Now these edges I get with the 800K grit. That K grit works really good, especially for stuff like that. They say it cuts like 600 but leaves 800 scratches. I love it. The stuff works really good for me. So as you can see, I still got to go over this stuff. You know, you can see you can still see the orange peel in it, opposed to right here where it's dead flat. And then, you know, you got your nibs and stuff here and there. And so yeah, I'm just gonna get back sanding on it, and I got different sandpaper. This Finish Line, which is Sherwin-Williams brand, and it works really good for me. I was a little bit skeptical because the Finish Line isn't like, you know, your top of the line brand. But just from this little bit I used maybe 2 sheets of paper with that other stuff. That would have been probably like 5 or 10. So it'll save me some time with that. But then again, this car sat longer than those fenders and stuff, so I don't know if it's more cured, and it had less orange peel to begin with. So I don't know if all that played in the factor, but here, I'll leave you on for a little bit while I'm sanding it. Like I said, just got to be real careful of these hard edges. And, you know, for these super hard edges, I might even just Okay, this is what you gotta be careful for. As you can see, I busted through a little bit right there, and then like a little bit right here. It's no big deal. You can brush touch it. Luckily, it's on the underside too, so you're really not gonna see it. So before I re-clear it, I'm gonna brush touch that. I was just getting a little too, trying to get a little too, close to the fire. I knew I was better off just hand sanding that like I was planning to with all these other edges, but you live and you learn, just to see, test the limits to see, how much you can get away with. All the other edges look good, because I mean, if you bust through, you're instantly gonna see it on the paper. I don't know if this is the piece or not. It might be. You can see like a little bit of red on there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or even if that's the right piece, but as soon as I did it, I just looked right at the paper, and then you could see the color on it, and that's how you're gonna know. If it's still white, if you hit an edge and the paper still looks white and powdery, you're more than likely gonna be okay. Because if it busts through, like I said, you'll see the color on the paper, or it'll make red dust or whatever. You'll just notice it. But yeah, I'm coming along. I pretty much just got the door to do, and then I got to go back over and hit all my edges. And then what I found works really good for these edges. Let me see if I can find it. It's this Eagle Abrasive. And I get the lemon sheet pack. It's 800 grit. It says it cuts like 600, but has the finish at 800. You still got to be careful on like super sharp edges. Like I'll probably just take it like right up to the edge, because you don't really want to hit the complete edge, the real sharp edge. You can hit this where it's go take it right up to it. But if you hit it, especially on like door edges, like real sharp door edges, it will burn through. Even this 800. Even like what I usually do for the edge is take some gray Scotch-Brite and just rough it up a little bit. But okay, that's it. Cut you on in the next part. Alright, walking it in the booth. It's all in the booth now, ready to get reflow coated. Gotta mask it off, wipe it down, and be ready to get reflow coated. I went over these like sharp edges like this, just use a scuff pad. Even with the soft sanding, the K-grits, you could still burn through on that pretty easy. Yep, and it's pretty easy just to go over it with Scotch-Brite, just over like real hard edges. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. If it comes out as good as those parts, I think we'll be in